Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Don't forget to log on www.RainierAvenueRadio.world.
Pitchers, catchers, and everybody else have reported. Are you ready for baseball? Hey, everybody. It's us. We're back. LidLine Sports right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. I'm Pep, my man MC. And we've got a guy that's got to pay his fine for last week.
Yeah. Chopped liver. We're chopped liver, bro.
Take it out my
What's happening?
Moved out of Washington East. We chopped liver, bro.
And what's up, Mr. Otis Stevenson? How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, man. Take it out my check, man. Take it out my check.
It's already done, sir. you didn't notice? Them $5 big missing?
I miss y'all, man. I miss y'all.
How's things down in Cali?
I was going pretty good, man. Still been hated over the last couple of weeks because me being a Seahawks fan, but I'm starting to settle in here. It's been great, been loving it. But yeah, doing great. How's it going in Seattle? How's my Seattle people
It's
doing?
cold and wet. Pretty typical for February. Yeah.
65 and sunny here.
Well, it was kind of, it started off rainy here, and then today it was gray, but it didn't, it got dry. So, yeah. But it's typical February, bro. You ain't missing nothing.
Can't complain, man. Look what's happening on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a picture, a video sent to me, two of them from New Jersey, and they were, under a blanket of, white stuff. So we're not doing that. So
they got feet. They got feet down.
Yeah. So anyway, the Winter Olympics have finished up. 16 pretty fabulous days of sporting events. I watched quite a bit of it for my own self. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the stuff that I watched. I watched a lot of the skiing, bobsledding, believe it or not, some curling action, and of course, the hockey, where our women defeated Canada 2-1 in overtime. And as a matter of fact, that one goal that Canada scored was the only goal they gave up in the whole tournament. 2.
I mean, that was a good game. 2-1. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, no, they gave up 2 points. They outscored. Oh,
okay. Yeah, it was 1-0.
They outscored
I know they shut everybody else out.
No, they outscored. They had I forget how they outscored them, but the opponents had 2, and the women had like 18 points. But they dominated. It won 2 points out of 8 games. Yeah. That's phenomenal.
Well, they played Canada twice. They beat them 5-0 the first time. So, but I knew that the second time wouldn't be so simple, and it was not.
Did you guys watch it? You guys watch the gold medal game?
I did.
Yeah, it was a good game. Very good.
I did watch the gold medal game. I happened to catch it, and I actually watched the men's gold medal game, even though it came on at 5 a.m. I happened to wake up around 6:30 and turned it on, and it was in the second period. So I said, well, I might as well just watch it. So I did. And so I was pretty happy with the result. Hey, it was nip and tuck there. It was 1-0 when I started watching, and then Canada scored the goal to tie it up. And then in the third period, it was just, one shot after another hitting the post wide or a great save. Our goalie, I forget his name, he was unbelievable in that game. And, of course, sour grapes by the Canadians stating the better team didn't win. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems to be the theme in a lot of sports.
It is, unfortunately.
They lose.
Seems to be a lot of bad sportsmanship or sour grapes, for lack of a better word.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
2 questions. So, what do you guys think is more popular, the Winter Olympics or the Summer Olympics?
More popular? You know, that's I'm probably going to give the nod to Summer,
Okay.
but to me, honestly, I really enjoy the Winter Olympics, and I think I've watched more of that than I have the Summer Olympics.
So
Why do you
Oh, go ahead.
go ahead? I was saying
I was gonna say,
why are the Summer Olympics more popular? Because I agree, I do think they are more popular.
it's because the Summer Olympics is the Olympics was basically built around the Summer Olympics.
Okay.
It kind of, even though the Winter Olympics has been a part of it, it wasn't as big back in the day because they had way lesser events, and as time went on, they progressed with the events. I mean, they've always had the ski with the long jump, the skiing long jump.
Love
and,
that.
And they've always
I
had
do too.
they've always had the slalom and the hockey and the ice skating. But then as years went on, they progressed with more events. But track was always been very, very popular from back when the Olympics when they played when Jimmy Owens, when Jesse Owens went against the Germans, and Hitler was saying that he left, because he got, so I like the Winter Olympics because I was a skier, even though I did run track. But it's just more appealing because more people attend. Hot weather, not cold weather, and usually the Winter Olympics are where in Europe.
Yeah.
So it's harder for people to travel to Europe.
Yeah, it's true because they were in Milan, Italy this year, and do you know where they are the next time?
No.
Yeah, of course you don't. A lot of people don't, but the next time it's going to be in the French Alps.
Yeah, Europe.
Okay.
Yeah, my niece was at the Winter Olympics. They sent me pictures. They even let her do I showed Pepe, my brother sent me pictures. They let her do the biathlon, where they shoot the gun. So
that's cool.
It's pretty cool for her to experience that. And, I mean, she's pretty cute, so I'm sure she swindled somebody to let her do that. I mean, she's my niece. Don't get me wrong.
Oh no, she's a cutie pie.
Yeah,
I saw her.
Yeah. But let me say this real quick before we venture on. So I got to spend time with my good buddy here, Pep, at watching some high school basketball yesterday or Saturday. Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. And we got to see the so-called best player in the world. And I'm not going to downplay any high school ball player, but to me, I just didn't see he was the best. But I seen some good things, and we've seen some interesting things. And
tell me what you saw. Tell me what you saw
about with what, as far as what Stokes.
With Stokes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well,
Break it down.
He's a big guy. He's a big kid, big hands, but he was letting little guys push him around. And I'm like, if you're the best player, you're bogarting everybody. I don't care what size you are, small, medium, or big. You're not. Man, there's plays where me and Pep were like looking at each other like, whoa, what just happened? He just shimmied and knocked out of the play, and the kid scored. And I was like, okay, that's not good. And then first from at halftime, it was 31-18. Rainier was beating him. And he only had 4 points, 2 from the free throw and 1 shot. And it was like he was forcing it too much instead of trying to let the game come to him. And then I think as O'Day got, winded, then he kind of started having his way because he's bigger. But I'm not saying he's the best in the state from what I saw, and I'm not saying he's the best that has come out of Washington. He's good, he's got athletic, but bro, when he goes to college. Correct me if I'm wrong, Pepe. When he goes to college, it's going to be 20, 30 guys his side hungry.
Yeah.
And if he's letting high school players push him around, just think what's going to happen at the next level.
Yeah. I think it's because it's the latter part of the season, and a lot of teams, O'Day has played them already, right? So this is
3 times
played. So they have adjusted to him. They found out by scouting and by playing against him what his weaknesses are and what they can do to combat some of his strengths. And I think that's what plays into why he didn't play as well and why some of the physical attributes that O'Day used against him worked. And
well, Otis can answer this question, and you probably can too. When you go to state, when you hit the floor in the Tacoma Dome, those teams coming from the south end, whether it's Tacoma, those teams coming from east of the mountains, far from and those teams coming from the north end that made the tournament, if he's letting these Metro kids push him around, he ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah, and I also agreed to that point. Also, too, it's you're giving a lot of these coaches, especially the ones that come from the east side up north, you're giving them a lot of film to be able to scout for one game. And look, there's been a lot of opinions on Tyron Stokes throughout the Seattle community. I like his game. I think it's crazy to say he's the best player to ever come out of the state. Not even close. I think there's a
No,
lot
he's
of
not even
there's a
better.
lo-
Listen, his abilities are great, but he's not even in MPJ's level as far as
no.
what he's done as a
Let-
high school
I'm
player.
gonna
I
go
didn't.
one step further. He's not even better than Jalen Noel was. Jalen Noel was at one time the highest, scored the most points for Garfield.
I've heard some people say that.
Played great defense, play really good ball player. And for my eye test, I mean, look, I'm not playing Tyron down because I want
Mhm.
every kid to excel and do good. I'm just giving you what my eye test showed me. That's all.
Yeah, no,
Well, I
I
think Zach,
100%.
I think Zach was better, to be
Oh,
honest.
wait, to me,
Yeah,
And I'm talking
I
about Zach
did.
was better as a sophomore and junior because I
Right.
saw him those years, and he was
we saw him.
and he was unbelievable.
I think he has a high.
So,
I think he has a high upside. The one thing, my
well,
biggest knock on his game, watching him play, because I watched the second time they played O'Day live, and it's just the motor. He is too big, too athletic to not be able to play both sides of the ball.
right.
Like I said, the motor's just not there, and that's something that, just like you said, college. If he doesn't have that, he is in for a rude awakening at the next
Mhm.
level and the possible pro. And then yes, the jumper is a little inconsistent, but he's an NBA level athlete. He's just like you said, he
Oh,
has
for
the
sure.
big
Oh
He's
body
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
built that
as
way.
well.
He'll make the league for sure. But I can. You Pepe will attest to this. When I after halftime and I looked over, no, it might have been when we were driving home, but I said exactly what you said, Otis. I said when a player of that caliber that is really good and knowledgeable of the game, when they know one or two of their game is being taken away, they lean upon the other parts of the game. So if
Mhm.
if they're stopping you from shooting and doing what you do offensively, then you go show them, okay, I'm gonna start throwing dimes and I'm gonna lock down players. I'm gonna start blocking starts and play the aggressive defensively. Later in the game, he did get some blocks, but that was because they was playing in desperation mode
Mhm.
because they lost the lead and that. But for me, from the beginning to the end, he should have been playing both sides of the ball, offense and defense. And if they're shutting you down offensively, then you got to break in defensively and another part of your game and show them you're versatile. You can't
Yep.
just start sulking and pointing to your head and yelling at your players and doing all that. Those antics, that's not going to flow in college.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of that as well. But look, it's 2 weeks left. It's state. It's regionals, then state. I still think O'Day is knocking at that door. If they can put 4 quarters of good basketball, I think they can get Beach. And yes, I agree. I do think that you got to look out for one of these teams that are coming from far east or far north. But I'm not ready yet at what I've seen from Beach. I'm not ready to just gift them and say that they're going to win state. They are the favorite for sure, but I still think that O'Day can get them, and some other team that comes from somewhere else. I don't know. And I do want to give a quick prayers and speedy recovery to assistant coach Rylan Brown for O'Day High School. He had some health issues,
Mhm.
and so yeah, I just want to you
I was
guys out
wondering why I didn't
there.
see him at the game. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
he has some health issues, so just
I,
praying for for good health moving forward
yeah,
and
he's a good
speedy
guy.
recovery.
Yeah, he's a real good guy with my nephew and stuff. But I was gonna say one other thing. Oh, I don't think now that JJ Crawford's gonna play in the state tournament and he's well rested and healed. I don't think too many teams are gonna mess with him because with that 1-2 punch like that, and then this other kid that showed up for Beach.
Illy Manise.
Oh my God, he was
Yeah.
killing them. Oh,
Hmm.
and I was like,
Hmm.
well, if you got a three-headed monster
Illy
with,
Manise.
yeah,
His last name. I don't know his first name.
I
Well,
can't.
there's two of them. You talking
Yeah,
about the
the
one with the
brother.
braids?
Or
Yeah, the
they
one
were
with the
related,
braids.
I guess.
Yeah,
The
Yeah,
older one.
Okay. Oh, the one with the app. So
Yeah.
not the light skin one.
The older one's number 24. The other one's number 12.
I don't remember what number which one. I
Okay.
know one's light skin, one's dark skin. That's what I remember. Shout
Oh,
out to both of them. They're both good. They're both good players. Though.
Oh, they
They're both
are,
good
for
Yeah.
sure.
Mhm.
Yep.
Anyway, I didn't mean to get us off track, but I just wanted to bring
No,
that up.
that's good talk.
Because
That's good
we
talk,
haven't
man.
been to high school games in a while. And
Well, that was my first one.
that was my fourth.
I was there 9 hours.
Fourth of the year, and I figured, me and Pep usually make one appearance at districts or what is before districts.
Regionals. Oh,
Yeah,
Metro
regionals and
Championship.
districts. We usually try to catch the districts to see for seedings. It was a little wonky though because they had Liberty, or was it Liberty? Oh no, what team did I say? They played the first game of the tournament. And
What, the Egg McMuffin game?
yeah, who was that?
That was Liberty, I believe.
Liberty and
Yeah, I forget.
yeah, but Bellevue. Bellevue was in it.
Oh yeah.
No,
yeah.
Bell- yeah, Bellevue.
Oh yeah, Bellevue. Yeah,
Yeah, and both teams, but
both teams are in.
Bellevue's, come on, man, Bellevue didn't look, they looked so weak. I don't know. And you know what I was told, because I'm gonna start going around asking people that know, and they told me all because of the RPIs, and so they
lost by 35. So.
Yeah, against Liberty, and Liberty had
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They're in the same league. That's
Yes.
interesting. Okay.
They got hammered.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, but
No, good stuff. Good
the
stuff.
girls games were good.
The girls were good. We didn't stay for the whole the Eastside Catholic Bellevue girls game, but Bellevue won that one and pulled it out in fashion. And so
okay.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. And then I did a lot of talking about what's going on with Metro as in a whole and got a earful, but we'll talk about that another day.
Oh yeah, and Jamal was there, so he chatted with Jamal for a little bit.
Yeah,
Nice.
he told me he loved me, man, appreciates me, man, he hugged me so tight. I was like, dang, man, but Pep was standing right there and he was hugging me so tight, and he's like, man, I love you, man.
Yep.
You can't give Jamal enough flowers for what he means to not just the basketball community, but just the community in whole of Seattle. And just now seeing him giving back with coaching. It's not just his son that he coaches. He also coaches little kids,
He'll coach
Rotary.
He'll coach you. He'll coach you if you need it. He's like that.
Yeah.
And that's why he hugged me and he told me I loved him, because I said, man, I'm not here to give you all the acclimates because of basketball, because I know you. And he said, yeah, you do. And I said, he said, man, you always are so I'm so appreciative because you always come up to me. You're so respectful. You always treat me right. I said the same thing to Brandon. I said, I appreciate you for you and what you give back and what you do for as a man to our community. And he flew. This is what's incredible. He flew right that night. He flew right out
down to LA.
And then
That's
he gave Kerr and Mike Bethea a shout out on national TV.
Yep.
So
you have to really just love the game at a high level and be very passionate. Just still be moving around like how he does for the sport, man. It's great to see. And I don't know if there is anybody out there. Maybe you guys know from your era, but I know from my era and a little older, I don't think anybody means that much to their city and gives back to their city like how Jamal has given back to the city.
Absolutely not. He stands alone in that aspect because he's still perpetuating it, and he's still he's still in the mix, even though he's not on the court. He's still in the mix, and we do have some iconic players that came from here, but none of them like him. None of them like him.
But think about this: Jamal's on NBC now. He's on the call with Noah Eagle and Reggie Miller, right? They're right now, I guess they're the number one team for NBC,
right?
And so that says a lot, because that's respecting his talent as far as when he was calling games for TNT. Just a few nonchalant Atlanta Charlotte games. Who's going to those? Nobody. But now he's on national broadcast, and they're making him go down there. Right after a basketball tournament up here. And he's got to fly down to LA immediately so he can call the game at the next day.
And all the other announcers that are that played here, high school or college or whatever, that have gotten their opportunity to be on to be commentators, you don't never hear them speaking of Seattle like he does.
Right.
He still incorporates Seattle, any bits and pieces he can drop in there, and that's awesome.
And it's funny because the people around him mention it. Like Reggie will mention Seattle. Noah Eagle himself will mention the Pacific Northwest because of him.
Right.
So his aura brings that out.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome. So, you know, that's great. But continue on to the Winter Olympics. So I want to give those shout outs to the men's and women's hockey team for winning gold. The men won gold for the first time since 1980. People forget that. It's been 46 years since we've won a gold medal.
Dang.
And in 1980, when we beat the Russians, the great Michael Ruzioni won that with his goal. So, and that's a name that's synonymous with, hockey and U.S. Hockey for the Winter Olympics. Now we've got a new legacy with this team winning. So that's something to be proud of. And of course, I want to congratulate all the medal winners for everybody. It's not easy. These people train for years. And I'm not talking about just 3 or 4 years. I'm talking about since the time they were 6, 7 years old. And people make sacrifices for these kids. There's people that move from one city to another just so these kids can have the opportunity to train at the best facilities and to become who they are and what they show you and entertain us on TV. And you got to have respect for that. I mean, there's people that move from Florida to Utah so their kid can train, right? So, that's amazing.
There was a lot of first timers this Winter Olympics too for Black athletes. The one Black mother, she won a gold, and the other Black girl on the hockey team, she won a gold, and then the other speed skater, Erin Andrews, I think I might be getting her name wrong, but she won a gold. I mean, I don't know. She did in a certain event, but it was a lot of athletes that did not give up and just kept going and kept coming back, and it pays off. When people tell you, oh, you'll never do that, this is not a good sport for you to play, and then bam, here they go. Showing is telling, right?
Yep. Yeah. So I really enjoyed watching the Winter Olympics this year. So I'm hopefully, Lord willing, I'll still be around for the next one when they're in the French Alps. So I'll be looking forward to seeing that. So yeah.
We got LA 2028 Summer Olympics in between.
Yes,
man. It's
absolutely.
Gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one.
Yep. Yeah. You gonna go down there?
California traffic is the worst traffic I've ever been to. So I don't even want to know what LA is gonna look like during the Summer Olympics, man. I'll tell you that now. But it would be dope to especially go to see a USA basketball game or even, track competition. That'll be really cool to see. I know KD just came out and said that he is going to commit to playing to the 2028 Olympics. So that'll be really cool to see.
You got boxing, you got track, you got basketball, you got
flag
baseball,
football this year.
You got baseball. So that's why the Summer Olympics are a little bit more appealing, because you have all these high these sports that are, what do you call them, the money sport, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You got flag football this year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about that, right?
Yeah, that should be fun to watch.
Yeah. You think any NFL players will play in that?
I don't think so.
What was the question?
Do I think NFL players will play in flag football?
No, you don't think so?
I don't think so.
Really?
It's too close. It's too close. Okay. No, because they'll be in training camp. Because it's summer. August.
Yeah.
So they'll be in training camp. So there won't be no NFL players.
Yeah, you're right.
Nah. Yeah. But that's still, something to ponder, right? But yeah, that won't happen. And you weren't here last week because but when we got into the Super Bowl aftermath after the parade and things like that, and how dominant the Seahawks were in the Super Bowl. But real quick, what was your assessment? Did you watch when you watched the Super Bowl? And what do you think about what's happened in the aftermath as far as some of the coaches leaving and who's coming in? And what do you think about Kenneth Walker? And now we're hearing JSN wants to get paid, 40 plus, whatever.
Yeah. That's a tough part about winning the Super Bowl is everybody's value raises. And that's from the coaches to players. So, everybody's not going to come back. I do think Kenneth Walker should be a priority. I do want to see him back. But once again, I know that his value just raised. But I know we can get it done. I know we have, top 5 salary cap space in the NFL. So get it done. Look, I've heard so many different things about the Super Bowl. And it sucks to hear everybody on the outside world talk about how boring the Super Bowl was. But I get it from the outside standpoint. If you love the game, that was a masterclass that the Seahawks put on in the Super Bowl. That was just straight domination on both ends of the field, and it wasn't even close. And I think one of you two has said that most likely that Rams game was probably going to be the real Super Bowl. But like I said, I still expected it to be a close game. I didn't expect it to the Seahawks to dominate like that. But yeah, shout out to Kubiak. I know he's going to do great things over at the Raiders, and I know he's taking a few of those guys with him from the coaching staff. It'd be great. In a perfect world, any team who wins the Super Bowl would love to bring back everybody and redo it again, but that's not going to be the case. But I still think the Seahawks will be a contender next year for sure.
All right, cool. Thanks. When we come back, we're going to get into. I want to talk about the Unrivaled League, the women.
Man.
And I want to talk about the one-on-one tournament. So we'll get into all that when we come back. LidLine Sports, Rainier Avenue Radio.
Rainier Avenue Radio, your community radio station will provide you with more information. Rainier Avenue Radio.
Atlantic Street Center has been serving the children, youth, and families of the Seattle-King County area since 1910. We partner with families and communities to raise healthy, successful children and youth through services including counseling, early learning, youth development, domestic violence, and education support for school-aged children. Committed to serving the African-American community, Atlantic Street Center provides services and support for all marginalized people. Learn more at AtlanticStreetCenter.org.
The Wellspring of Life brings to you freedom, life, peace, joy, breakthroughs, miracles, salvation, hope, and much more. The life that Jesus Christ brings to humanity. Listen to Rainier Avenue Radio every Friday at 1 p.m. with Pastor Johnny Goroya.
This February, Rainier Avenue Radio presents Call to Conscience 2026, a powerful Black History Month celebration featuring exhibits, storytelling, tributes, and live conversations. History told by the community, for the community. Answer the call. Learn more at calltoconscience.world.
Hey y'all, it's Traffic Jam with Kareem.
Thursday at 4 p.m.
Hey, Traffic Jam. Rainier Avenue Radio, download the app so you don't miss out what's popping with Crack with Shannon. It's your boy, Cream the Dream, on another beautiful week on here on Traffic Jam in Seattle. I hope you guys doing what you're supposed to do, being you're supposed to be. I got a good show for y'all, a lot to talk about. Kareem the Dream, keep up with everything.
Get your entertainment news with Kareem on the Traffic Jam, Thursday at 4 p.m.
Love food? Here's some storage tips to keep it fresh longer. Store cut fruits and vegetables in the fridge. Place in reusable containers. Keep bread in the freezer for longer storage. 40% of food in the U.S. goes uneaten. Save money, save food, save the planet. Visit Seattle Public Utilities for more tips.
You are listening to Rainier Avenue Radio,
your community radio station.
Hey, folks, the Call to Conscious Museum is now open to the end of the month, Thursday and Fridays, 3 to 7 p.m., and Saturdays and Sundays, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Get tickets at calltoconscious.world. Tonight, brand new R&B mix show, Finding Cloud 9, debuts tonight at 9 p.m. live, hosted by Marta the Magnificent. And please, everybody, you like the show, you like what Rainier Avenue Radio is doing, donate today on Venmo at Rainier Avenue Radio.
All right. Very good, MC. Thank you. So we're back to talking about, we talked about the Olympics. We talked about, oh, you know what? I wanted to bring up a little baseball real quick. The Mariners are back. Now, did it seem like this season, off season went by really quick? And I do.
Poof.
And the reason why is because the Seahawks were so good.
And it went so
No,
deep.
seriously,
Yeah.
because if you think about it, if the Seahawks were terrible, this baseball off season would have dragged on. If you think about it, because, you know, the success that the Mariners had last season, 8 outs away from the World Series, and here come the Seahawks and having the season they did, and then winning the Super Bowl was just like, and now we're transitioning back to baseball. But had the Seahawks been 3-13, we'd have been twiddling our thumbs like, man, when's baseball coming back? I mean, man, this sucks. Right?
Yeah.
So
usually I tell you that every year when because I say after, even if they lose in the first round of the playoffs, I said, well, it's back to the boring part of the season. I mean, sports season.
And it's honestly
now, like you said, by going to the Super Bowl, then having the parade and all the hoopla afterwards. It seems like you just went right into baseball.
Yep, we're right into that shift, and now this season for the Mariners is probably the most anticipated season they've had in a long time, if not ever, because this time the expectation is this team will go far, and usually it's always, you know, well, especially from the National, nobody even talks about the Mariners really. You know, they're hardly a topic of discussion, even on Baseball Today or whatever shows on MLB channel or whatever is on ESPN. ESPN is not even doing Sunday Night Baseball anymore. That's gone to NBC. So, you know, ESPN is not even going to be within the realm of baseball now. And of course, right when the Mariners get good, go figure.
Do you think that this year is World Series or bust? I won't say win it, but getting there.
I won't say or bust, but yeah, I think the anticipation is that if they're going to go any year, this will be the year.
Okay.
They might even be better than they were to start last year. Right now, and I think the pitching should be good, if not better than last year. Because let's be honest, our pitching, as vaunted as their staff wasn't that great overall. They were pretty mediocre for the most part, and we still got as far as we did. But now, you know, of course, we've got Naylor. We've picked up Brendan Donovan from St. Louis, who I think that as a leadoff hitter, he is a big upgrade for us, and he's going to set the table. And our offense should be off and running pretty good. And, you know, I think that the anticipation of Cole Young at second base and Donovan at third, JP, that infield is looking pretty solid. And, of course, Naylor at first. And, of course, I've said this before. I love their first-round pick, Cade Anderson, who they picked in the June draft at number 3. I don't understand what Anaheim was thinking in picking the guy they picked. They picked a guy that was projected to be around 14 or 15, and they picked him at number 2. And I'm like, you got Cade Anderson sitting there, who was the MVP of the College World Series, mowing everybody down. Now he's in spring training, and folks are like, man, we can't hit this guy, you know, and along with Sloan, you know, who Donovan already has given praise to me, if the pitching staff is better than they were last year, this team should definitely win the West. and probably should win the pennant.
Struggling a little bit right now so far, just to start out.
Spring training means nothing.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
It does.
Nothing.
I'm just saying it.
Not even sweating.
You don't have to sweat it, but the reality, if your pitchers are struggling in spring training, it could carry over. I'm not worried about our starters. Is the main things is the closers and your relief pitchers.
MC, it's tough to put much into spring training. It really is. I get what you're saying though. I do get what you're saying. There is one name that I want to see get off to a good start. I want to see him get catapulted into the realm of being an MVP caliber player. That's Julio Rodriguez. I'm not saying that he is going to be the end be all if we make it far or not, but I do think that he can be a big push out the gate on getting the lead, holding the lead in the NL West, and like I said, catapulting his career to being an MVP candidate. But that takes for him having consistent 162 games or whatever. I want to see him get off to.
Well, what have I been calling for him as far as where he's been in the lineup? So now we got Donovan at leadoff, and of course you got Cal batting second. So now he's going to be down further in the sweet spot of the lineup. Now we'll see what Julio is, because leadoff and batting second, I didn't think that was the spot for him. So we'll find out if I know what I'm talking about, or if he's just going to be the same old Julio and wait till July 28th to get hot. And I'm hoping that that's not the case. I'm hoping if he's down third or fourth or fifth in the lineup, that he will be in the sweet spot of the order where he can drive in runs, and the pitchers will have to pitch to him, especially if we get guys on base.
So for you to say spring training means nothing to you, that's just your opinion. And spring training does have a outlook on what you have on your team. Spring training is not to say, I'm not going to be so naive to say, if they have a horrible spring training, they don't have a chance at all. But it does give you the eye test of seeing some players, what they have and what they don't have, because spring training leads into what? And if you play horrible in spring training and you have that mental, it's all mental. Sports is mental. So if you're screwing up in spring training, you're not doing what you should be doing in spring training. It could carry over into regular season, and it could give you the regular season woes. Can you hold them to the fire? No, I hear people saying it's just like now, off season for the Seahawks. All this chatter about who's going to be this, and that's out the window now. You got to wait until after the draft and after the all the other stuff settles down, and then once they start playing, you can't hold a whole bunch of water to regular season to spring training but it does have an eye test. It does give you a what do you call a litmus test of where a player is. I
do agree that spring training means something for the younger players. It's something you do want to see.
Exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I think for some of the vets, it's tough because especially a lot of them are about to go over and play in the baseball classic.
Yeah, they're not going. Yeah, the vets, they spring training, they're resting basically. Yeah. You're not gonna take a chance of your star players pulling a muscle or straining something in spring training. It's more for the other players. But a lot of the closers and the relievers will play in spring training because they gotta see what they got. They're not gonna hold them back. Now the starting pitchers, they'll probably pitch a couple innings just to stay loose. But the relievers and the closers, they'll get as much time as they can because they don't get a lot of time in the regular season. So that's where I say that it does matter in that instance.
Not mad at it. Not mad.
Yep. All right. So. Are you entertaining, sir?
Yeah, we're here to entertain.
You listen.
Yeah, I love it.
So, have you guys checked out the Unrivaled League?
Yeah, I brought it up 2 shows ago.
You did. You actually did.
I was going to say, Michael has introduced us to this before, and I actually watched it finally for the first time today on YouTube. I YouTubed it. I looked at all the game. I looked at some of the games, and I watched the entire one-on-one tournament. And my opinion on Unrivaled, it is a great venue. It is a hit for me. It is something I think the NBA All-Star Saturday needs to look into. I think they need to get rid of the slam dunk. They need to either focus on a one-on-one tournament.
Oh, yeah, I seen that.
Or make the three-point contest the finale. Because the slam dunk contest is boring.
Yeah, I was
And
looking
to have
at
an event like the three-point contest, have everybody hyped up, and then you bring it back down where you're falling asleep during a slam dunk contest. I mean, you got G League guys coming in here, and we don't even know who they are. You got guys that's dancing the whole time. He's known more for the dances that he was doing, rather than the slam dunks he performed.
I love what you said though, because back in the day, the slam dunk contest, we couldn't wait to see it.
Right.
And then now it's like you'd rather see the skill challenge more than you would the slam dunk.
Yeah, that's whack too.
But I'm saying,
no, you're right.
When you want to see that more than the slam dunk, that's like whoa, what happened?
Yeah.
You know,
and I hate that. It just really sucks that the NBA stars, and I'm not even just saying the elite level stars, but even the up and coming stars just will not take responsibility for that dunk contest. Yes, the art of the dunk has revolutionized. It's a lot of dunks that we have now seen. We want to see the names dunking. We don't want to see the 12th man on the end of the bench trying to go up and do the dunks. Just like you said, Pep, that dunk contest was atrocious. You know how many missed dunks I saw in highlights in that dunk contest? It's not necessary.
They should just stop. They should,
but it's not, and maybe so, but it's not even necessarily about, like I said, the dunk. It's who's doing it. I don't remember the last time we've had even an up and coming star do the dunk contest.
No.
I guess Stephon Castle, but I can't think of anybody, or even, like I said, a young star. Ever since Zach and Aaron Gordon laid at the pinnacle at that level, it's been atrocious ever since. And I just think it's shame on the NBA players for not taking the responsibility of just doing the dunk contest. I don't understand what's so scary about doing the dunk contest. I don't get it. I heard some. Go ahead.
I think what happened though, you hit the nail on the head when you said Aaron Gordon. Remember that year he was in it and he felt he got robbed.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the other guys, he was going around chirping, and some of the other guys seen that and they're like, why should I even get in? And if there's so much politics and it's, you're clearly, you see, it's kind of like boxing, how it lost its appeal when you got guys that were really, really stars and then they got beat by judges, and same thing kind of happened with the dunk contest. And it, Pep knows it, and a lot of the ball heads know it. You can only do so many dunks. I mean, then it starts to get comical when you try to do this, bringing out a mascot or, some of the corny stuff that they bring out, and you're like, okay, they bring a car out or they do this and that. Come on, man. Be more creative.
You make a good point. I do think after we started to see the Blake Griffins and, like I said, Aaron Gordon and Zach do so many different things to try to bring a wow factor, there's not much more you can do. And yes, we talked about this plenty of times on this show. The 3-point line has just taken astronomical leaps in how popular it has been in the NBA. So yes, I do think the 3-point contest for the foreseeable future will be the more popular event, unless they bring in like a one-on-one event. That'll be dope.
That's what I would push for. I would say, you know what? Let's do one-on-one. Have a one-on-one like the Unrivaled. Have a one-on-one to 11, and then the the two finalists have 1-on-1 to like 9. You know, you don't have to do multiple games, but just a first 1 to 9.
Yeah, and for me, if you can't get at least 3 to 4 star dunkers from the league into the dunk contest, then you should just forego it. If we got to keep watching, like you said, the 12th player on the bench, or some G League players, or some cats that played street ball.
The dude from Miami that won it, I never heard of him.
I've never heard of him.
I forgot.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him.
Jackson Hayes.
But
was
now
the
I know
most
he can
popular
Dougie,
player.
because that's all I know him for. You know, if he can dunk while Dougie in that might be impressive. But you know, until that happens, I was not impressed by any stretch
whatsoever.
And, you know, look, they got the All-Star game right this time, I think. I do like the young stars. I do like the OG stripes, and I do like the world star, all world team. I think that was a good format, and it actually showed some defense and some drama. And that's what we want. We want a real game. We don't want somebody just, you know, your friend get a dunk on you, you know, like Carmelo and KD, all them buddy cats. We got tired of seeing that. You know,
no defense.
No
Just run up and
defense.
down the court.
Yeah,
Cats standing around.
196 to 185 would be exciting if we had some drama, but we don't have that.
I think there's one other thing I hope.
All-Star game was the right step. Now, do they have to make some tweaks? Yeah, they do, because it was clear that the OGs ran out of gas for the last game. So, but they got to tweak some stuff. But they're on the right path as far as that's concerned.
I hope Adam Silver saw this. Okay, clearly this new generation, for some odd reason, in an all-star game does not want to play 4 quarters of basketball. All right, let's give these little mini games where they can play hard in spurts. Let's give a 12-minute game. It's almost like adopting this LA Fitness style pickup type of basketball, which we all know is super popular in American basketball. Everybody wants to play pickup basketball. So I hope that Adam Silver sees that until further notice, until we can see these guys play for 48 minutes, which I don't see for a long time. I like these little small mini games. I like that.
I like it too. It's better that way. You know, nobody wants to see, you know, that other stuff that we've been seeing for 20 years.
Yeah.
You know, we're tired of it. And, you know, obviously they know it because they've been trying to tweak it. So finally they finally got on the right path this time. So what do you think about the fact that we hear the rumors that Adam Silver says that they're going to bring it up in the March meetings, that there's a possibility. See, people miss key words. There's a chance or a possibility they might discuss bringing 2 new teams to the forefront. And he even said that, you know, it's not even relegated to just 2. It could be more. That more cities to be looked at rather than just Vegas and Seattle.
I will tell you this. He's on the clock. I know he's been on the clock, but when you come out and make those type of announcements during All-Star weekend, that means there's going to be really important meetings coming this offseason. I don't know if this will be the summer that they come out and officially vote, but I do think yeah, I do think really, I hope that happens, but I know at the least really important meetings and discussions will happen, and the format will start getting discussed. Cities will start getting really discussed, and we're going to start seeing a bow getting tied on all this. And I think there's going to be some really happy people on the west side of.
If he was smart, he would ride this Seahawk 2 million people at the parade. Just the whole sports are in the Pacific Northwest right now. If the Mariners do good this year, and he does not bring the Sonics back, it's a travesty, and it won't happen. I hate to be the Debbie Downer to you guys, but I'm tired of hearing it every year.
Yeah,
and all this.
I agree.
If it doesn't happen this year, bro, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen no time soon.
I'll tell you one thing. Adam Silver, I know he is hearing a lot of whispers about the job he's doing as a commissioner, from these teams tanking to the expansion to how the playoff system is, to the regular system and people sitting and resting. I know he's hearing a lot of this. There are a lot of real decisions and changes need to be made in the NBA, and he's still at the helm of making these decisions. So I bet you this summer he's going to be looking at a lot of different things where there may be some real big decisions and changes from the draft lottery, expansion, playoffs, resting. I think the next 2 summers in the NBA, there's going to be a lot of movement and a lot of different things being changed in the NBA. Because Adam Silver, he has a lot of eyes on him. You got this European stuff.
If this year they need to have the vote in July, a formal vote on whether they're going to bring in 2 expansion teams, whatever. Because you got to poop or get off the pot.
Right.
And it's time to poop.
We've been hearing this for how long?
It is. It doesn't make any sense that it's dragged out this long. Either you're going to do it or just shut up about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Already. I mean, you know what? I mean, we can survive. If we don't hear about it anymore, we'll be fine.
Right.
As long as the Seahawks and the Mariners and even the Kraken, as long as they're doing okay, we will be fine. But if they keep teasing, right, we're sick of that.
Yeah, dangling the carrot, and
I don't want to hear no more about studies. The Sonics were here for 41 years, had great attendance, had great support. I don't want to hear about no studies about whether we could support an NBA team. Are you stupid?
Yeah.
What were you doing during those 41 years? Were you in a cave? That guy makes no sense. Well, he wasn't eating. Have you looked at him?
I guarantee you see the Seahawks and even the Mariners, their stadiums are packed. Okay.
Yeah.
There was a lull with the Mariners for a while because they weren't doing too well, but they still had great attendance. Okay. Guaranteed, if you bring the Sonics back right now, you can ride the wave, and those games will be packed pretty soon.
They'll sell out.
If the Kraken don't pick it up, they'll start losing their crowds.
If the Sonics came back in the next 2 years, it'd be sellout games for the next 5-10 years easily.
This place would be on.
They'd have great attendance.
Yeah.
That would.
It'd be green and gold all over the place. Right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Whatever color, whatever they change it because
yeah, whatever. But
you guys,
well, I'm just tired. I'm just tired of Adam Silver and his forked tongue and his double speak, because I read between the lines or listen between the lines of what he says, and people get, they run off to the mouth or get all excited about, oh, they're going to vote on it. No, they're not. No. He said there's potential that they will. That don't mean nothing. They could just say, hey, what about Vegas and Seattle? Nah, that's okay. Well, what about Kansas City and Pittsburgh? Nah, that's okay. Well, we talked about it. That's it. That could happen. I mean, that's all you need to say that we've discussed it.
Well, I'll tell you one.
So, look, poop or get off the pot, Mr. Silver.
I'll tell you one thing. The NBA needs a shot of adrenaline. This is my opinion. I know that ratings are up, but I just feel like as a real avid fan, I know you guys can probably speak of it too. It's been a really down season when it comes in terms of just high level play, the competition. So many superstars are in and out the lineup. You're now seeing teams tank halfway through the season. I don't know if we've ever seen the product this bad. I'm not saying, of course, the talent level is at an all-time high, but the product level that is stepping on the court, me being in Sacramento now, oh my gosh, you almost can discipline people by forcing them to go to Kings games, because nobody wants to go to Kings games. They already got half their lineup out. I'm just really disappointed in the product that the NBA has put on the court. The good thing is, hopefully, we're about to see a Jason Tatum return. DeJounte Murray played today. I'll get an update on that for next week, but that's really cool to see. He's coming back from Achilles injury. Look, he said it. he didn't have to play. You're talking about a Pelicans team that was in 14th place.
Yeah.
He's coming off a torn Achilles. He said he could have just been chilling, getting paid for 6-7 months. He said he owed it to the fans and himself that he wanted to play.
Expansion is all fine and good, but they need to really discuss relocation because, New Orleans, really, do they really need a team? Seriously. New Orleans is not a good NBA city.
Yeah, I've seen it first and foremost.
Already had one years ago and it failed, and they get one again, and it's much better. How good is Charlotte as an NBA team, as an NBA city? I don't hear anybody I don't see nobody walking around with Charlotte stuff on and talking about Charlotte Hornets on NBC or whatever. Nobody.
Hey, I need you, Otis, next week, man. I need you to chirp a little bit on the March Madness coming up, man, because I haven't been tuned into the college, so I need your take on the college March Madness, please. Next
we're starting to turn that corner, or the end of the conference season is starting to end. Conference tournaments coming up. UW is still below mediocre, and it's just another gone season, and we're going to see what happens if UW can turn this corner in the next year or two. But I know one thing, as a Seattle advocate, we're all tired of not seeing UW dancing because that's what we've been used to growing up. So,
exactly.
But it's going to be a fun tournament for sure coming up in March. Definitely.
All right. Before we close out, I just want to say this real quick. We lost two players in the sports world tragically. One, Rondell Moore, passed away Saturday, self-inflicted gunshot wound. So that's been reported and confirmed. So unfortunately, rest in heaven for him. And of course, we lost another former WNBA player, Kara Braxton, who was tragically killed in a one-car vehicle crash in Atlanta, Georgia. So our best wishes and thoughts and prayers to both of their families. And so we will be back next week. LidLine Sports, Rainier Avenue Radio. I'm Pep, MC, and O. We out.